Hi, I'm Cheyenne, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about everything related to my chronic illnesses. Unfortunately, lately my health hasn't been doing so great, so I've just been, I guess, in a mood about it and a bit down. So I kind of just wanted to talk about it and I guess talk about things that have been on my mind and have been, I guess, bothering me lately. Right now, my health has declined just a little bit. I'm going through some things that I don't really want to talk about on camera yet, but basically, I'm not doing the greatest, and so I'm just not feeling very great about myself or life in general lately. I'm really, I guess, grieving what could have been if my health hadn't gotten here or if I hadn't ever gotten sick. It's like the whole time that I've been sick, I never really believed that it would be my whole life that I would be sick for, and I always believed that at some point I would just get better or that the doctors would find a way to make me better. But now that I have as many diagnoses as I do, and knowing that unfortunately some of them aren't curable, it just feels very disheartening towards the future that I thought I was going to have. It's something that I've had a really hard time coping with because I used to have a lot of dreams that I don't think I can achieve anymore. I can still try, I know that, but unfortunately, if I'm being realistic with myself, some of them my body just isn't going to be able to achieve anymore, and that is very disappointing. But unfortunately, I just have to deal with that and find new dreams. But lately, I've just been really down about it, especially because within the last week or so, my health has gotten a bit worse, and I haven't really talked to anyone about it yet. So I just feel very alone in it, I guess, and I feel very unmotivated to try and even have a future that's worth looking forward to because I don't feel like my body's even going to be able to achieve anything at this point, and I'm really trying to stay out of that headspace because I know that that's not a good headspace to be in. I know that I still need to try and live my life and have fun and still do all the things that I would like to do that I can do, but I don't know, just lately my mood has been really off about it. So I just wanted to get on here and talk about it a little bit because I don't know if anyone else relates, especially to feeling like some of your dreams have been crushed with the reality that is chronic illness. I know that I used to want to be a vet, and now with chronic illness, I don't think that I could even focus long enough to study in college to be a vet. I don't think that I would have the stamina or the energy to stand over an animal and do a surgery or anything like that. I don't know how I would make that dream accessible to me. And even if I did, I don't know if that's something that I still want to do anymore because I feel like I've lost so much of myself that I don't really know where I want to go anymore. I'm having a hard time even thinking of what I would like to do with my life now because it all feels so upturned and so different from what I was expecting it to be. I'm having a really hard time coping with the fact that I can't handle a normal 9 to 5 job, and it really sucks because I know most of my family probably believes that I could. They don't see how I feel, and they don't see me on my worst days or me with my migraines. They don't see me with my back pain flaring up or any of the other problems that I have. They don't see any of that. So, unfortunately, I've had a lot of my family put a lot of pressure on me to get a normal job and work a normal 9 to 5. And unfortunately, that's just added more stress onto me that makes me feel, I guess, less than. But I really am trying to believe that I am still worth something and still worth enjoying a life and living, even if I can't be as productive as a normal 9 to 5 worker. I still want to be able to have some form of income of my own, but right now I genuinely can't hold down a job because if I were to get a job, they would deem me too unreliable to keep as a worker due to the amount of times I would have to call out sick or the amount of times that I would have to call out for doctor's appointments and all of this stuff. So I just genuinely am not deemed a reliable employee. And even if I was deemed a reliable employee, I don't believe that I have the energy to stand at a normal 9 to 5 job. So it would have to be any kind of job where I can do it sitting. And unfortunately, in my town, there is not a lot of those. It's mainly fast food restaurants or factory jobs. And neither of those allow you to sit on the job. So unfortunately, I don't really know what I would be able to do in this area that is accessible for someone like me. I am going to apply for disability benefits this week or next week, but unfortunately, that's very hard to get accepted to. So I'm not sure that I will get accepted or what will happen with that. And even if I do get accepted, it's still a 6 month wait before I receive any of the benefits. So that's still another 6 months of no income before I can receive benefits. So unfortunately, I do feel like a burden on my family because they are supporting me, and I feel like I don't deserve it because they've been so nice to me and they've taken care of me my whole life, and I feel like I haven't done enough back. I feel very guilty for making them pay for pretty much all of my expenses, and it really hurts that I don't have a way to be independent on my own. That's why I'm really hoping that I get approved for disability at some point so that maybe I can be more independent and actually afford my own groceries and afford my own gas for doctor's appointments and maybe even eventually get my own used car because I'm still using my mom's car all the time since I can't even afford one of my own. I just didn't expect my life to turn out this way, and I thought that I would be better off at this age than I am. So it's very disheartening and very disappointing. And I told myself that I wasn't going to cry during this video, but I'm just a bit frustrated that I can't be independent on my own and I can't do all of the things that I have wanted to do for so long. It feels like most of my life has come to a halt, and it's all due to my health. And unfortunately, I have no way to get out of it. There's no cure, and there's not really anything that makes the symptoms better. Unfortunately, my medication actually gives me more symptoms. So, unfortunately, there isn't really anything I can do to feel better or make myself better in order to be able to do my dreams or be able to get a normal job and make everyone happy. I'm basically just really struggling lately with coming to terms with all of this and really trying to cope with it. It's especially hitting me hard because my boyfriend and I just recently went to some caves. While he's visiting, we wanted to go explore a cave where I live, and so we went and we paid for the tour, and I almost didn't make it back out of the cave because of how strenuous it was, and it was supposed to be an easier, more accessible cave. I was exhausted after that trip, and it made me flare up really bad, and that just made me realize that if I can't even do a cave that's supposed to be more accessible and more catered towards someone like an ambulatory mobility aid user, I had my cane and everything, and I still was unable to get fully through the cave without feeling absolutely fatigued and feeling like I was going to pass out. And that makes me so disheartened because it wasn't a very long tour and it wasn't a very big cave. There actually wasn't even that many steps either. And it feels like maybe even just 5 years ago, I would have been able to handle something like that no problem. And now I felt like absolute garbage afterwards. And if I can't even handle something like that now, I'm terrified what I'm going to feel like in a couple more years. I'm also terrified about what I'm going to feel like when I'm 50 or when I'm 60. Because if I already feel like this now and I'm only 26, I don't know what's in my future for this. I don't know what I'm going to feel like in the future or if it's just going to keep getting worse. And that's honestly a terrifying idea, because if it just keeps getting worse, then I don't know how my life is going to turn out. And all I can hope is that the support system I have now is going to be enough to get me through whatever comes in the future, too. I don't know, it's a lot to think about, and I just wanted to get some of it off my chest. I don't know if anyone that watches this is going to relate, but if you do, maybe comment down below and let me know I'm not alone, because this is a really lonely feeling like your life is over just because of something that you can't control. I don't know, it's just overwhelming. Sorry this video was a bit of a bummer. I hope that maybe next week's video will be a bit more interesting and more fun. I just really needed to talk about this, so I hope you guys don't mind this type of video too. I really want to be more open and honest with you guys and really talk about all of the aspects of chronic illness, not just the fun and happy ones. So there will be a couple videos like this occasionally. I'll try not to do them too often so that I don't depress anyone or anything like that. And if you don't mind this type of content, maybe give it a thumbs up and that'll let me know. And if you'd like to see more of my content, please subscribe. I hope you guys have a lovely day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.